Hey everyone, I'm back with the first impressions video for this Pakt Travel Backpack from the company Pakt, P-A-K-T. Full disclosure, this bag was sent to me. Somebody reached out from the company, offered to send me the bag if I were to do some videos about it. I normally push away from those kinds of requests. Most of them I get are from really suspect companies, but I was familiar enough with this company that I was comfortable taking them up on the offer. So long as my impressions are going to be honest, which is critical for me. For those of you unfamiliar with my channel, all of the bags that you see in my videos are purchased with my own money. My reviews and my opinions are always honest because I don't really owe anybody anything. So that was a big sticking point for me, and as long as they're cool with me being honest, I was happy to do a first impressions video because I was curious to see what this bag was about because it's in collaboration with Chase Reeves. I'm sure if you guys are watching my channel, you must have seen at least 30 of his videos. I'm a fan of his channel as well, so I really wanted to see what this is about. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start from the outside and work my way in. The first impressions right out of the box was that the presentation was very nice. It was wrapped in a nice paper wrapping. All paper, by the way. They don't use plastic in their shipping, so bonus points for that. The bag wasn't as big as they showed in their promotional images that they sent me. Having it here with me, it's a 30-liter pack, so it isn't gargantuan. It's actually very doable if you wanted to try as an EDC backpack, but we'll get into the reasons why I don't think it works out that way. It's made out of recycled bottles. I don't know if it's 100% made out of recycled bottles. As I understand it, they melt down the plastic bottles, make fibers out of them, and then use them to interweave into other composite fabrics to come up with something like this. If they're watching the video, maybe they can put in the specifics. I couldn't get exactly the details of what exactly this is made out of other than recycled bottles. So that's what it is. It doesn't feel as durable as something like Cordura. This is the Peloton asphalt from Life Behind Bars. I only brought this out because it's got some similar aesthetics that I'm going to make comparisons about later on. But this is Cordura. This feels much sturdier than something like this. This doesn't feel cheap or degraded in any way, but it doesn't feel as tough as something like Cordura. And I can't also tell if it has a DWR coating. It wasn't specified in the materials, so I don't know how it's going to do with water resistance. The zippers do have some kind of water guard on them, but it's a different type of water guard than I'm used to. This is more of like a fabric water guard as opposed to something like this is the Mission Workshop Kite. This is something I'm used to seeing on bags. This is more of a rubbery, plasticky type of cover for the water guard on the zippers. But something like this looks very, very different. So I don't actually know how this is going to handle with water repellency. Now, let me talk about this briefly. This kind of made me chuckle when I saw it. This is the waist strap that comes when you're carrying heavy loads. You know, you wrap it around your waist. So you can take this out and use it as a fanny pack. I know Chase Reeves is big on fanny packs, so that was pretty funny. So it was pretty clever, I'll give him that. And it's also got magnets. They're not very strong. They're kind of flimsy feeling actually, and this one doesn't even close, so you can kind of see. But it's cute. It's a nice little bonus. But that's what this is. So I'll put this to the side. External, you have two throw pockets with some slide organization here. Zippers feel fine, by the way. They're not YKK. I'm not 100% sure, but every bag that I've had that uses YKK zippers is labeled as such, and none of these have that labeling. So I'm fairly certain these are not YKK. For the most part, all the zippers feel just fine. Except for this one in particular. I don't know what's going on with this one, but it feels very scratchy. Just this one though, I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, throw pocket, this has a bit of depth here, so this goes about that far in, so you can kind of use this to shelve maybe like a notebook or something like that. This has a pocket behind the mesh compartment here. Now this mesh is the coarser kind of hard mesh. I prefer the nice, stretchy, soft mesh. It's just a personal preference for me. A pen loop here, and it also has like a little key lanyard thingy. This is kind of new for me. I haven't seen this before. So this comes off. It's not a magnetic thing or like a little carabiner type of fastener. This is just like a little slide, a plastic hook here, and it just kind of slides in, and it's held in place just by the tightening of that little opening. But you kind of pull this a little, and this just slides right out. kind of clever. It's new, I haven't seen that before. There's another throw pocket in here. This has a little bit of its own volume. You can kind of see there, it kind of sticks out maybe about 1 inch, which is nice. So you can pack this out independently without having to worry about stealing volume from the rest of the bag. I'm a big fan of that. Another little key attachment here. Inside you have another mesh pocket, same scratchy mesh here. Another pen loop and another little pocket, I'm guessing for cards maybe, like a business card or something like that. Otherwise, it's just another big-ish throw pocket. A very good sized throw pocket. I could probably fit like a tech pouch in here. This does have a little external latch point for a bike light. I'm happy to see this on bags because it's such a small feature that is completely out of the way and ignorable unless you need it. I mean, if you weren't looking for it, you probably wouldn't even notice that. So I'm grateful that they included this. Thank you very much. The side has a water bottle pocket. This is nice and stretchy. I'm a big fan of this. I have very little tolerance for water bottle pockets that don't expand outwards. I hate the stuff that just digs into the bag. It does have an opening at the bottom so water can expel in case it's raining or you drop liquids or whatever, so it's not gonna get trapped in there. But a good amount of stretch. You can kind of see the stretchiness in here. So very nice. On the other side, there's no pockets, but there is additional nice beefy handles here. It's very, very sturdy. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. I don't have anything in here now, but I wouldn't have any problem confidently holding it this way. So this is fine. By the way, there are 4 compression straps here. I removed them from this side, so you can kind of see the attachment points here. They just slide off from this kind of attachment. I've seen these on sternum straps sometimes, so they just pop off like that. And if you want to secure them, you kind of just give them a little pull, and it kind of locks them in place right there. These are just basic slide hooks. Now, if you wanted to try to use this as an EDC pack, you might instinctively want to just fasten these all the way, just to try to keep this as thin as possible if you're not using up all that space. But then you have to deal with all these dangling, a lot of danglage here. I'm not too crazy about that. Let me just give you something else for comparison. This also has 4 compression straps. This pack is gigantic. It could expand to become humongous. I think it can go from like 30 liters to like 48 or something like that. This is a crazy pack. But they have little Velcro thingies here to help you kind of maintain a cleaner look. So it looks bulgy. If I would have a preference, I would prefer the bulge over the dangly bits. Just settle down. So one of the other things I noticed about these straps is you can probably use this as like a 2 front straps here. So you can put 2 here, like 1 and 1. And you can use this to kind of fold your yoga mat or blanket or extra jacket or whatever. If you wanted to keep it on the outside, you can kind of just tie these in this way and cinch this down so it can kind of keep it pressed up against the bag. I don't think it's meant for that, but it seems totally doable, which is pretty nice. You have a secret little compartment back here that presses up against your back when you're wearing it. I think this is meant to be like a TSA thing instead of putting all your junk in those little bins and going through the X-ray machine. This actually says airport security, no problem, okay? It's got a hit of color here. I'm assuming this is to call attention to itself. So ideally you're supposed to put your throwables in here, zip this up and then throw the bag through the X-ray machine. I don't know if I want to mess with the TSA and then have them say, hey, you got to go back and throw this junk in the bins and go through again. I don't know if I want to chance that, so I probably wouldn't use that. There is another secret pocket back here. Now this compartment is used to hide the straps away, and I'll get to that in a minute. So there, I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really tight, and it doesn't have much volume at all. This is very tight and very pressed up against your back. It's got about that much depth. I don't know, maybe you can use this for money or maybe your cell phone. I don't know if you're gonna want anything bulgy back there because then it's gonna be poking at your back. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like bulges poking at my back. God damn it. Okay, these straps have nice, thick, dense foam. These are gonna be very, very comfortable to wear and support like heavier loads that this bag is intended to support. The sternum strap does slide freely in here. I've seen something similar like in my North Face Access backpack. I like this mechanism a lot. Simple slide hook here, works just fine, no problem. This is where things get super interesting. This is the most clever, kind of ingenious way I've seen of managing danglage on the bag. So it doesn't prohibit the adjustments at all. It's got a little loop here for your finger, so if you want to tighten this up. If you've had other kind of bags that have little fasteners here to kind of keep the danglage to a minimum, they can be a little bit of a pain to use. It's just an extra thing that you have to manage. You have to go and find it and drag it down and slide it. So let me give you an example. So when you go and tighten this, you see what happened there? This slides up. So now you got to go and find it and then bring it down to actually hold things in place. And then when you want to loosen it up, same thing. It'll come up here and it'll get stuck. So you have to come in here. You have to constantly adjust this. It's not a big deal, but it's something it's an extra thing you have to manage when you're adjusting your bag on your back. But this completely eliminates that. So I'm a really big fan of this. But even the cooler part is this, the way you can detach this. So you just push this a little and it pops right off. And that just comes completely undone. And this is for you to tuck the straps away. Very simple. And now you can use this legit briefcase mode. So very nice, very good versatility there. That's actually pretty clever. I wish I can detach this from here and put it on all my bags. This is really, really cool. I haven't seen this before. And then it just pops back into place. There you go. It's in place now. Very cool. All this is plastic hardware. As I've used more and more bags, I've grown more comfortable with plastic hardware because I've had bags that use aluminum or metal, and then it kind of sucks to use because it's too tough to adjust the straps. So I'm okay with plastic. I've given up on that. That's not a big deal for me. It does have some metal hardware up here. It is kind of like a polished finish, which I'm not a fan of because it's going to show scratches very, very quickly. Something like, I would have preferred something like this. This is like anodized aluminum. This is just like a matte finish. I would prefer this over something that's shiny. But these are for the load lifters. These work fine. Nice seatbelt material, by the way, everywhere, which is my favorite material for something like this. Anything that uses the adjustment straps, there's nothing that I've used that's smoother than the seatbelt material. There are two handles here. I'm not sure what this one is for, but there's one handle here, and this is the beefier one. And there's also one down here. I'm assuming so that when you put this in the overhead bin, you can pull this out no matter which direction you put the bag in. So that's pretty cool. So let me go into the frontmost pocket. This is a completely waterproof compartment. I'm not really sure what you'd put in here, whatever your wet gym clothes or, I don't know, just your wet stuff, whatever you got that you're concerned about leakage. It's nice that this is here. So that's the one. And then I'm gonna open this up. Actually, no, hold on. This is still a little confusing to me, and I'll get to the busyness of this in a second here. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, so this is a way for you to access the laptop compartment without having to undo everything. So you gotta remember, center pocket. You slide this open slightly, and there is the top of the laptop compartment. You would have to just keep that open so you don't have to fiddle with zippers constantly. So now let's just open this all the way up. To undo that, if you want to open this up full briefcase mode. So if there's a doubt, if there was ever a doubt in your mind what this bag is made for, this should be very obvious that this is designed for traveling. So the main compartment here, there isn't a lot of depth right here. All of the depth is right here and behind this panel. So if you wanted to use this as an EDC pack, I'm having a hard time visualizing how I would carry my everyday items. Anyways, this is the large mesh compartment in the front. This opens up. This has some volume. You can kind of see right there. Up here, a small little, I'm guessing like a toiletry pouch. I'm guessing this will be for like undies and socks or something. Same mesh. This is the same scratchy mesh. So this got some depth, so you put more stuff here, and then you would cinch it all down with the whole mesh cover here. Then you have your laptop compartment, which actually is cushioned. I think the idea here was to have it cushioned both in front and the back. So your laptop is going to be very, very well protected. This laptop compartment is insanely suspended. This is the most clearance I've ever seen on a laptop compartment. So you don't got to worry about dropping this, at least vertically, not laying down because, you know, sideways you don't have that much cushion, but Top to bottom, you have a lot of space here to not damage your stuff, so very good there. And this just feels great. I haven't seen this kind of material before, but it's very plush and it feels really, really protected. You swing this open and you have even more stuff back here, and this is where you have a little bit more depth. This opens from the top too. I don't know, I'm a little confused. Anyways, you have another pocket back here. This doesn't have a lot of volume. It goes to about right there. So I'm guessing just more flat items, maybe documents. This is more little mesh pockets on the side. These are fairly small. I'm not sure what you'd use this for. I know Chase is into snackage, so maybe he'd drop his snacks in here or something. And then back here, this isn't really a pocket. This is for the frame sheet in the back. It is fairly rigid, so it's not going to collapse when you don't have the bag packed out. Like I said, this is not a good setup for an EDC pack. When I ride my bike to work, especially in the summer, I run into the bathroom stall and I change my clothes there. I don't want to open this, open the main zipper, and then open this other zipper, or open this zipper and then get to my stuff. I don't know. It's too busy for an EDC pack. I wouldn't recommend it for that use case. I want to talk about the zippers for a second. Okay. Look at how busy this is. This is a very busy bag zipper-wise. Now I can tell that they've tried to mitigate any confusion by changing up the zipper pulls. There's actually one more zipper here to add to the mix. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 1 inch apart. These two pockets use the same zipper pulls. I know what I would do. I would cut these. I would change the color of the bands and I would make them feel different. I have had some bags that have smartly designed it this way so that if you're just feeling for a zipper, you'll be able to identify which zipper goes to which pocket. These zipper pulls are nice. But when you got all of this overlap, you need to help people out. This one I could easily identify because it has loops. This is for the main larger briefcase opening compartment. These are lockable, by the way. Only this zipper is lockable. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about the zippers. I would have made that different. What else? Oh, it's got a luggage pass-through back here. I forgot to mention. Goes sideways, so it works well with the briefcase handles up here. You would just slide that down and that works great. So there's nothing particularly wrong with the bag. It works great as a one-day travel pack, but this isn't something for me personally. I wouldn't spend my money on this just because I don't travel. This bag is made in Vietnam. You know that the bags that I purchase, if you're a fan of my channel, I try to keep my money local. If you're gonna sell something made outside of the States, I don't expect to pay an insane premium for that product because there's nothing in here that screams $300 bag. This is a well-made pack. It's got good materials. The water repellency is questionable, but that's it. That's all I have. As far as the future of this channel goes, all of my reviews are on hold. Things being what they are in the world, I am working from home until further notice. So I'm not gonna be traveling. I'm not gonna be commuting to work. I'm not gonna be riding my bike. So all the stuff is on hold for me. The Evergoods half zip 22 liter is on hold. The Mission Workshop kite is on hold. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll post some things occasionally on my channel. If you wanna follow, that's cool. If not, that's fine as well. But that's it. Take care of each other, be safe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.